Hello, vinyl community. This is Hub Tunes. I am Mike. Welcome back. This is the very first vinyl finds of 2024, January 2024. Off to a good start or a bad start, no matter, wonder how you look at it. But 2023 was a pretty successful year for me. For the whole year, if you guys follow, I was trying to really be more particular about what I buy, trying to do less blind buys, trying to buy really stuff I really, really want, stuff that interested me, not buying stuff just because it's a collectible jazz record or, it's an old rock record I had when I was 16. I had to get it back in my collection. There was some of that. But I was just trying to be a little more particular about what I bought. Obviously, running out of space. I'm really running out of space. I'm gonna have to do a big shift here in the next couple of months, which isn't gonna be fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And just listening to more of the stuff that I have, I think it went really well. I did have a couple of months where I spent a lot of money and bought a lot of records. I don't purge records very often. Once in a while, if I buy something I automatically just don't like it, I'll just bring it to my local and be like, here, I'll trade this in. But I don't purge records. I probably should, because there's a lot I haven't listened to for a while, but I don't know. Every time I think about doing that, it gives me anxiety because I know I'm going to want a certain record someday, and I just don't want to do it yet, but I'm going to. I swear I'm going to do it someday. So 2023 was all about that. Just listening to the records I have and listening to the records I buy more. And that's what I've really enjoyed about cutting back on my purchases. So it was a success, and I'm going to try and continue it in 2024 and just not talk about it as much because it's not my New Year's resolution in 2024. That's a whole different topic. So I got 7 records that I purchased in January 2024. A couple of them are new releases. A couple of them are some jazz titles. One of them is a jazz title that is I don't like the term Grail, but man, I really have wanted this record for a long time, and I spent way too much money on it. And then I bought a box set, which I don't normally buy. I don't have a lot of box sets, but I bought one. So, to kick it off, the new year is going good. Man, first new release of 2024 that I bought. This is The Smile, Wall of Eyes. If you guys haven't heard it yet and you like the first Smile record, definitely you're going to love this. Just a really, really well done follow-up to their brilliant debut. I just think it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I do like the first one a little bit more, but this is great. I mean, really, really good. I got the black vinyl. I did not get the blue. I saw some people out there do have the blue vinyl, but this is a good one. Another new release from in 2023 or 2024. Sorry. Is Sleater-Kinney are back with a new record, and this is called, what is it called? It is called Little Rope, and it is emotional. It's got some great photos of the girls. It's based off of, a lot of it, some of it was written before this, but a lot of it is Carrie Brownstein, lead singer, right there. Her parents were in Europe, I believe in France. They were somewhere in Europe, and were in a car accident and both perished. And it took months for the authorities to notify Carrie because she had changed her phone number. And they finally got a hold of her through Corinne, her bandmate, and Corinne was the one who had to break the news that her parents had been killed in a car accident. It's a horrible, horrible story. She's doing a lot of press for this album, and she's talking about it pretty freely. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking story. But she's a resilient woman, and this is a great record. This is probably one of the better Sleater-Kinney records of the last couple of years. Uh, I didn't care for the last one at all. The one before that was the St. Vincent produced one, which I did like because I love St. Vincent, but it didn't feel like a Sleater-Kinney record. It felt like a St. Vincent record, but it was really well done. A beautiful record, a really cool record. I saw them on that tour, and they were great. But this is I hate the return to form. I hate that because they never really went anywhere. This is just a really solid record. Bands ebb and flow throughout their careers. I don't think the return to form thing is. It's just a weird phrase. But anyway, new Sleater-Kinney record, Little Rope. This is good, really good. If you like Sleater-Kinney, the old stuff, you're gonna like this. I picked this up at my local record store. I don't know why I did, but it's an OG. This is the Tourists. This is their second album, Reality Effects, and I think it's their last album. I think they only made two. This is Dave Stewart and Annie Lennox before they were the Eurythmics. They actually left the band. The guy in the band is actually the lead singer. Is it Pete Combs? He is really kind of the brains behind the whole band. And then they left, and obviously went on to huge success. And I don't know what Pete did, but it's a great record. This is a great, like, 80s pop record. 1980 it came out. Now 79. Well, it says 79. Yeah, but this is great. The Tourists. I highly recommend this. They do a fun cover. I Only Want to Be With You. There's a couple other great songs on here. The opener is really good. It Doesn't Have to Be This Way. Really cool record. I had never heard this before. I'd heard their debut, but this one's excellent. So the Tourists, Reality Effect. Okay, a couple of jazz records. This one is one, I love this freaking record. I was watching the Jazz Bombs. Mike Notes and Tones. He does not have a channel. He is on Instagram, though. I highly recommend following him. I've mentioned him before. He talked about this record, and I fell in love with the cover. And I was like, well, that's a cool-ass cover. So I streamed the record, and I fell in love with the record immediately. And this is Jerome Sabah. And look at the cover. I wish it didn't have this weird white thing, but cool ass cover. I'm a sucker for old cars, and this is a great record. He is with Greg Toohey on guitar and Josh Martin on bass, Kush Abadee on drums. Greg Toohey, I am not familiar with. Really good guitarist. This is a terrific record. Jerome is a tenor sax player, but I'm gonna be honest. This is a guitar jazz record. This thing rocks at times. They do a cover of "Vicious," Lou Reed Velvet Underground song. Just a really good record. Oh, Vicious is not a cover of, I don't know what I'm talking about. I told you guys, I'm an expert on absolutely nothing. But if you like jazz guitar, check this out. This is a really good record. This is on Sunnyside Communication. Sunnyside Records. So excellent jazz guitar record. Highly recommend that. This is a Tone Poet. I used to say I will always buy every Tone Poet. I do not buy every Tone Poet anymore. I don't need them all. I used to say that they were a great education in jazz. Everyone should buy them. They are a great education in jazz. I can't afford to buy every one anymore, and I am running out of space over there in my Tone Poet section. So I'm a little more particular about which ones I buy, and this one was one I had to have when I saw it was on the list. This is Elvin Jones, Polycurrents, and this is great. Obviously, the great drummer Elvin Jones kind of leads the session, and wow, it's a fun record. I'm really enjoying it. Who does he have on here? He's got George Coleman, Joe Farrell, Candido Camero, and Wilbur Little. And it's really good. It gets a little, obviously there's a lot of drumming, but with Elvin Jones and Candido, really, really fun record. Not just a straightforward hard bop. I really like it. This is an album I had kind of been looking for. I knew about it. It's a compilation. I have a bunch of Calvin Keys records on the Black Jazz label. Yes, I have some of those. And this is actually a comp. And it's called Crisscross. And it is a really good record. It came out in 1976, and I'm really digging it. There's some woodwinds on here, which aren't normally my thing, but the electric piano and the bass. Electric piano is Kurt Lightsey, and then bass is the great Henry Franklin. Trumpet is Oscar Bashir, and drums Leon Chancellor. And all the arrangements are done by Calvin Keys himself on guitar. And he is a great guitarist, very underrated. He reminds me, and my favorite jazz guitarist is Pat Martino. By far, hands down, I absolutely love everything he ever did. Calvin Keys reminds me of Pat Martino a lot. Really, really good guitarist. I highly recommend you checking him out and checking out Calvin Keys. So I picked that up. I might have paid a little too much for this. It's not a super rare record, but I did pay too much. The next one is a jazz Grail. I paid a lot for. It's also goes for a lot, so I didn't overpay. I will tell you, I paid $120 for it. That's the most expensive record I've bought. That's the most expensive single record I've bought in a long ass time. But this is a fantastic jazz fusion record from 1971. This is The Call. Mal Waldron. He is here with Jimmy Jackson, Eberhard Weber, and Fred Braceful. This is, I'm telling you, this is a Japanese pressing. No, it's a German pressing. And it's still in the shrink. If you could see it, it's still got shrink on it, but it's so, melted on there. I don't think I could take it off without damaging it. I paid a lot. It's freaking worth it. Side one of this record. First of all, there's no horns on this record. If you don't like horns, you're gonna love this record. Mal Waldron on electric Rhodes piano is phenomenal. He is all over this thing, and he sounds freaking great. Jimmy Jackson is also on organ, and the two of them together, just back and forth, it's great. Electric bass is Eberhard Weber, and drums is Fred Braceful. I'm not real familiar with Eberhard or Fred. I do have some stuff with Jimmy Jackson, and the great Mal Waldron, obviously, is freaking incredible. It is on. It's mint condition. It's on Japo Records, and it is the side one is where it's at for me. It is just a spiritual jazz fusion record. There's only 2 songs on this. Side one is The Call, the title track. It's the whole side, 19 minutes. Just a freaking jam, you guys. I cannot tell you what side. It's spiritual, but yet it's got a fusion bite to it, and the piano and the organ all over it. It's just really freaking good. I won't say that again. Side 2 is much more spiritual. It's a little more out there. It's good. It's not as good as for me. It's not as good as side 1. It's a 22-minute song. It's a song called Thoughts. Both songs done by written and arranged by Mal Waldron. Yeah, guys, this is if you see this record, I grab it. Grab it. It's not going to be cheap though. Like I said, I think I paid $120. And last, I didn't even know this was coming out. I just bought this the other day. I'm a big fella Coute fan, and I've been buying all of his reissues. Not all the single album reissues that have been coming out, because you can get those pretty cheap. And that's what this is when I show you. You can get those for like $28 or something like that. But he's also doing not him, but the record company is doing 50th anniversary releases of a bunch of his records. I buy every one of those. They're remastered and they sound phenomenal. They're always on like some funky colored vinyl. Some of them are spread out over 2 discs. They're great, and they haven't released one in a while. They released one last year, but it was beginning of the year, I think. So we're kind of due for one. But maybe in place of that, we're getting is Fela Coute's box number 6, and this one is curated by Idris Elba. I'm a big fan of Idris Elba. This is one, and this is my 3rd box set of these. I was a little late I didn't get all 6. I was a little late to the game, and so I got 3, 4, or no, I got 4, 5, and 6. And like 1, 2, 3, 4 are super expensive. I mean, I think some of them go for like $300-$400 now. They're a good deal because they're, like this one. This is 6 records, and this was $100. This was like $100 on Amazon. So I bought it. I think it just came out this week. The box number 5 looks exactly like this, except it has a different color on the side. It's red, and this one's green. This one actually has a record that I have to open it. It's really good. So what they do is they come with a nice box, a nice book, a lot of great photos in it. I'm not going to go through it. There's nice essays. Idris Elba does a nice little write-up. Great photos. Really nice book. There's also a poster I'm not going to unfold. And then there's the records. And so I'll just go through them real quick. This was one that actually was released. I already own this, and it was released as a 50th anniversary disc. I think it came out on Record Store Day, actually. And this is probably one of his most famous songs. And this is Open Close. Open Close is the entire side 1. It's great. I mean, I think this is probably probably most well-known record, actually. I do have it. It sounds good. I listened to it the other day. My Record Store Day release sounds great too. All of these sound good, considering, they weren't recorded in exactly, the best conditions, I'm sure. This one is Fela and Africa 70, I Go Shout Plenty. I had never seen this one. I didn't know anything about this record. I listened to side 1 of this, which is the title track, and really good, really funky, really funky. This is from 1986. This one came out. Excellent stuff. And his records are not real long. Most of them could technically be EPs. So, that's why the cheap price. It was only, I think I paid $110 and no shipping. This is one I was super excited to see. I didn't even look to see what records were in. When I placed the order, I didn't even look to see what records were in the box set. I just ordered it. Because I knew how they don't last long. These box sets don't last long. And like I said, they're really expensive once they get into the secondary market. This is one I've been looking at to buy. I've actually had it in my hand a couple of times at the record store. And this is Fela and Roy Ayers. This is all instrumental. I have not heard the whole thing. I've heard side 1. I believe it's side 1. 2000 Blacks Got to Be Free. And this is from 1980. And I believe that's the release date. It does say that on here. It could, I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah. But this one's a pretty far out jazz record. If you know Roy Ayers, he can get pretty out there. So yeah, I'm probably gonna spin this one tonight, actually. So I'm gonna leave that one out. This just arrived 2 days ago. I listened to this one, and this one's called Opposite People. It's really good. Also, I listened to this whole thing, didn't I? Yeah, I can't remember. I think I listened to just side 1, actually. This is 1977. And really good. Really liked that also. And this is the crown jewel of the whole damn set. This is great. This is a double record, so it's 5 albums 6 records. I think the other one doesn't have a live record, but this one came with this live record. This is Fela Coute live in Egypt, 1980. Look at this artwork. I love the artwork. Great stuff. All the artwork on all his records is just fun. It's not a gatefold or anything, but two record set. Yeah, it's good. It's not a great recording, obviously. I don't expect Fela Kuti live records, even his studio records. I don't expect him to sound audiophile or anything. But what a great, just like, representation of what this guy was like live. I can't even imagine seeing him live. If anyone out there saw him live, please tell me in the comments, because I would have loved to have seen him live. I don't know how much he came to the United States, but man, this is a really cool record. This is definitely the jewel of the whole set. From what I've listened to yet, this is going to be, that's tonight, and that is it. So yeah, I spent some money in January, but I feel like I didn't get anything that I didn't. There were no like, I didn't need to buy that. After the fact, I was very pleased with everything I bought. So we'll see how February goes. And you guys, questions, comments, snide remarks, stupid shit down in the comments. Thanks again for watching all this nonsense. I truly appreciate it. I got a lot of new subscribers, it seems, in the last couple of months, and I just wanted to welcome all of you and thank you. And yeah, I just do this for fun, mostly because my friends don't want to hear me talk about Fela Kuti. That's it. Talk to you. Bye.